A standing room only crowd showed up here today inside the Stan Fulton building at UNLV for the latest SNTIC meeting, Southern Nevada Tourism Infrastructure Committee. We found out the site recommendations have been narrowed to two, Russell Road and Valley High right off Las Vegas Boulevard, and the proposed Dome Stadium, which would cost $1.9 billion. The hard numbers, $750 million in the form of a public contribution. That's a hotel room tax that really would cost local residents nothing. It's a reasonable and fair proposal, according to the Sands, Majestic Realty side, and the Raiders of private developers. No recommendation was made today by the committee. We got to talk to Steve Sisolak from the SNTIC, Rob Goldstein, and Andy Aboud from the Sands about what it's going to take to move this project forward.
No one can question that they've been consistent, that it's got to be $750 million, and the committee's kind of gone back and forth whether it should be $550 or $750. And I see all sides of this, but ultimately I think that the legislature, I know that the legislature, we're a recommending body. The legislature will make the decision what that figure should actually be. So now we're going to come back in 2 weeks and talk about this again, and now we're in the second week of September, and we're running up, time is not on our side right now. We're running against this time frame that the Raiders keep bringing up.
We saw on the chart less than $1 a night for tourists. Nevada residents aren't paying for this. Why is there so much concern over that type of tax?
I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of discussion about the public subsidizing a couple billionaires, which really it's kind of misportrayed in terms of how it's done. I think there's some public sentiment opposed. There's a lot of public sentiment in favor. Ultimately, this is not going to make everyone happy, whatever we do. I would prefer that we just do something at some point as opposed to just kicking the ball back and forth, which is right now kind of what we're doing. We're continuing to study and not moving forward as quickly as I think some people would like to.
We feel this was a very positive meeting. They're understanding the need for public financing because the NFL likes to see public financing support as well as private sector support. So we think that this is, we've made the case that we can continue to advance this to the legislature. We get the proper amount of public financing. The backup, the beauty of this project is the backup of any cost overruns or any risk falls on the private developers, in this case the Adelson family. So if this stadium didn't perform immediately in the worst case scenario, which we don't anticipate, didn't perform extremely strong, then the risk of that falls on the Adelsons. It doesn't fall on the taxpayers. What we're asking for here is a 0.8% increase in the room tax to allow us to build almost a $2 billion stadium and increase visitation from the day the stadium opens. We think that that is going to be compelling to the taxpayers of Nevada because they're not going to be paying for the stadium. It's going to be paid for by tourists, and we think that we can come to a decision that increase in the room tax will be suitable. We'd like to be able to get to a special session as quickly as possible. It's up to the governor to call a special session. I think that it becomes extremely difficult for the timeline the NFL needs if we wait past the November election.
We remain committed to our position, which hasn't changed from day one. We've always said that number, and we remain consistent and committed. This is a very exciting, game-changing project for this city and for this state, so we're hoping we can get done. They're both good sites. Valley High being on the Strip is always a positive for any project, and so I think Valley High is a better location for a number of reasons, but the Russell Road site works very well as well. We're running out of time. There's a lot of people in this project we're spending a lot of money, a lot of commitment from our side. We need to know if we have the support. If we don't, we've made our best effort, and we're glad we did it, and we've come a long way. We've made a lot of commitments the last a year, and we fulfilled them. We've delivered everything we said we would and then some. We'd like to think we get the support of others, but time is of the essence, yes.
The next SNTIC meeting is scheduled for September 15th. Time is of the essence, Rob Goldstein said. Mark Bedena of the Raiders said the sooner we can get this done, the faster we can approach the NFL. That would be in January, where the NFL would vote on some sort of proposal formed here in Nevada, but first everything's got to go to the legislature. We did get to see a video today of what the stadium would look like with the AC/DC Back in Black theme song that got everybody excited. Until next time, that's a report for the Las Vegas Review-Journal from UNLV.